Hi children, we move on to our next chapter, chapter 6, changes around us. In your textbook it is page number 46. So about changes, a lot of changes are taking place around you. You are familiar with a lot of changes that are taking place around you, like falling of leaves from the trees. Then after that the color of the leaves change and they dry out. Then flowers bloom and they wither out. In your body also a lot of changes are taking place. Your hair grows, your nail grows, you grow taller, your weight increases as you grow, isn't it? So all these are the changes that are taking place in your body. Then in the surroundings you might have seen change of seasons, change of climate, etc. So a lot of changes are taking place around us all the time. Now let us try to classify the changes, a few changes into groups based on their similarities. Just let us try to classify changes into groups based on their similarities. Now before going on to the grouping, let us think about three activities. Let us discuss three activities. Now activity 1, take a balloon, blow it, but take care that the balloon doesn't burst. Observe what happens to the shape and size of the balloon. Observe what happens to the shape and size of the balloon. After that, allow the air to escape out of the balloon. So that is activity 1. Take a balloon, blow it, taking care that the balloon doesn't burst. Then what happens to the shape and size of the balloon, that you have to observe, and after that let the air escape out of the balloon. Okay. Now we move on to activity 2. Take a piece of paper. Fold it in the shape of a toy aeroplane or a rocket which you make to play with your friends. So take a piece of paper, fold it in the shape of a toy aeroplane or a rocket. Then you can play with this toy aeroplane. Once you are tired of playing, you can unfold the paper. Just try to unfold the paper. Okay, that is the activity. And see what happens to the size of the paper. So take a piece of paper. Fold the paper in such a way that you make a toy aeroplane or a rocket out of it. Then you can play with it. Once you are tired of playing with the toy aeroplane, you unfold the paper and see what happened to the size of the paper. Then the third activity, take some wheat powder, godambu vadi, mix it with water to make it into a dough. The dough which we make use of to prepare chapatis. So make it into a dough. Then make a ball out of it, small ball out of it, and roll it in the shape of a chapati. So make the dough, pull out a ball of dough, roll it into a chapati. But you are not happy with the shape of the chapati that you have made. So what will you do? You will again make it into the shape of a ball. Okay, so that is activity 3. Make a dough with wheat powder and water. Then just make a ball of dough and roll it in the shape of a chapati. But since you are not happy with the shape of the chapati made, you again make it back into the ball of dough. So activity, 3 activities. Now after activity 1, my question is, was it possible to get the balloon back to its original shape and size? Was it possible to get the balloon back to its original shape and size? What's your answer? Yes, you were able to get the balloon back to its original shape and size, isn't it? After second activity, my question is, was the size of the paper, was the size of the paper same as before and after making the aeroplane? Was the size of the paper same as before and after making the aeroplane? What is your answer? Definitely yes, there is no change in the size of the paper. The shape also there is no change, but there will be some foldings in between here and there. Then after activity 3, the question is, was it possible to get the dough again? Was it possible to get the dough again? What is your answer? Answer is yes, it was possible to get the dough again, isn't it? So what is common in all these 3 changes? In all the 3 changes, we were able to obtain the original form of the object. The original form of the object can be brought back in all the 3 changes. We call such changes are known as reversible changes. So, all the three changes that we have discussed, all the three activities, we were able to bring back the original form of the object. Such changes are known as reversible changes. The changes in which the original form of the object is brought back. Such changes are known as reversible changes. All the activities, all the three activities that we have discussed are examples of reversible changes. The changes in which the original form of the object is brought back. They are known as reversible changes. And more examples for reversible changes we will learn in this chapter. So, let us move on to the second type of change. So, first one is reversible change. Now, we will move on to the second type of changes. For that again there are three activities. First activity is take the same balloon, blow it to its maximum size, tie the mouth of the balloon with a string, Now, prick the balloon with the pointed tip of your pencil. What happens? The balloon bursts. So, that is activity 1. Take the same balloon, blow it to its maximum size, then tie the mouth of the balloon with a string, then prick the balloon with the pointed tip of your pencil. The balloon bursts. Okay. Now, second activity. Take the same piece of paper, draw the outline of an aeroplane on it. Draw the outline of an aeroplane on the same piece of paper, then cut the aeroplane on its outline, along its outline. You can cut the aeroplane out of the paper along its outline using a scissors. That is activity 2. Take the same paper with which you made the toy aeroplane, draw the outline of an aeroplane on it, and using a scissors you cut the aeroplane out of the paper using a scissors. So, that is activity 2. Again activity 3. Take the ball of dough, roll it into a chapati, then cook it in a tawa. Now, you have a cooked chapati. So, the ball of dough is taken, it is rolled into a chapati and it is cooked. Now, you have a cooked chapati. That is activity 3. Again, let me ask you few questions. Activity 1. The question is for activity 1. Same question which I asked you under reversible changes. Was it possible to get the balloon back to its original shape and size? After this activity, was it possible to get the balloon back to its original shape and size? No. What happened to the balloon? The balloon burst. So, you are not able to obtain the balloon back to its original shape and size. So, answer is no. Second activity. Was the size of the paper same before and after the activity? No. Now, the size of the paper is not the same. That outline of the aeroplane is cut out of the sheet of paper. So, its size is no more the same before and after the activity. So, again here the answer is no. Third activity. After the third activity, were you able to get the ball of dough back? No, because now it is cooked into a chapati. So, you are not able to get the ball of dough again, because now it has changed completely into another substance, a cooked chapati. So, again here also the answer is no. So, what happened in all these changes, all these activities? We were not able to bring back the original form of the object. The original form of the object was not brought back. Such changes are known as irreversible changes. So, how can we define irreversible changes? Changes in which the original form of the object is not brought back. Such changes are known as irreversible changes, the changes in which the original form of the object is not brought back. Such changes are known as irreversible changes. In reversible changes, you are able to bring the object back to its original form. So, these are two types of changes that we are going to learn in this chapter, reversible changes and irreversible changes. It is a very important question. Distinguish between reversible and irreversible changes. So, changes in which the original form of the object can be brought back are known as reversible changes, and the changes in which the original form of the object cannot be brought back are called irreversible changes. So, we have seen examples for both. Now, you might have seen a potter working on his wheel. Potter, what is the work of a potter? Smaller classes you have learned. Potter makes pots out of clay. So, you might have seen potter working on his wheel. He shapes a lump of clay into a pot. So, the potter is shaping a lump of clay into a pot. What type of a change is it? Shaping the lump of clay into a pot. What type of a change is that? That is a reversible change. Why? Because if he is not happy with the shape of the pot, the change can be reversed. It can again be made back into the lump of clay. Again he can shape it. Okay. So, shaping lump of clay into a pot is a reversible change that can be reversed. It can be brought back to the original lump of clay. Again he can shape it. Then the shaped pot is baked. He bakes it in an oven. He heats it in an oven. That you might have seen. How the pot, now it is a lump of clay in the shape of a pot. Once it is baked in an oven, it sets into that hard substance. So, he is baking it inside the oven to make the pot. What type of change is that? That is an irreversible change. Once it is set into the pot, you cannot go back to the lump of clay. So, that is an irreversible change. So, both reversible and irreversible changes are taking place there. Shaping the lump of clay into a pot is reversible, but baking the pot in the oven, that is an irreversible change. From that you cannot go back to the lump of clay. So, that is an irreversible change. So, you have to be careful, you have to think and understand what is the change taking place in the object, whether it can be brought back to the original form or whether it cannot be brought back to the original form. That is how we classify it into reversible and irreversible changes. I hope it is clear to you. In the coming classes, we will learn more examples for reversible and irreversible changes. Thank you, children.